A healthy school. Who could argue with that? But it takes a bit of know-how to keep a school pest-free while reducing the use of pesticides. If your school uses pesticides, you need to follow the Healthy Schools Act. This law applies to K-12 public schools and all child care centers in California. DPR has developed resources, like this video, to help you follow the law. By the way, DPR has made a separate video series about child care integrated pest management. Watch it on our website.
Rather than using pesticides first.
As you would expect, the Healthy Schools Act defines everything. So class, what is a school? It's a school and everything associated with it. School bus, playground, kitchen, athletic fields. Private schools, you're exempt. What is a pesticide? Any substance that controls, kills, or repels a pest. Insecticides, herbicides, rodenticides, even disinfectants, they're all pesticides. So you need to use pesticides at your school? Then identify a school integrated pest management coordinator. The IPM coordinator is the person who makes sure that the requirements of the law are met. The IPM coordinator, and anyone else who plans to apply pesticides, including any hired contractors, must complete training in integrated pest management and the safe use of pesticides in schools prior to applying any pesticides. The specific courses that are approved to meet this requirement are listed on DPR's School IPM webpage. School employees must renew this training annually, and hired contractors must renew their training during their license renewal cycle. You need to develop an IPM plan using DPR template and post it on your website. The template can be found on DPR's website. If your school does not have a website, you will have to send it annually to parents and staff. Every year you must put together a list of pesticides expected to be used at the school and send it to all staff and parents. Later, if you need to add to the list, be sure to notify everyone. You have to give staff and parents the opportunity to be notified every time you or someone you hire applies pesticides at your school. People who want to be notified must be told about each pesticide application 3 days in advance. There's more. Warning signs must be posted 24 hours before a pesticide is applied and kept there for 72 hours after the application. These signs must be visible to everyone entering the treated area. Sometimes emergencies come up that require you to use a pesticide immediately, like wasps, and that's okay. But you still need to post warning signs and notify parents and staff right after the application. Each school must keep records of all pesticide applications for 4 years, whether applied by your staff or by a contractor. The records have to show what, where, when, and why pesticides were applied. These are public records to be made available upon request. You also have to submit records for those pesticide applications that were made by school employees. Use the form available on DPR's website and send it to DPR no later than January 30th of the next year. If you have a contractor, do not submit records for their applications made at your school. They will submit their own records to DPR. Be sure to check DPR's prohibited product list for pesticides that you can't use at school. And remember, always follow the pesticide label. Here's the good news. Not every pesticide you use requires an IPM plan, notification, posting, record keeping, and reporting. There are 4 types of pesticides exempt from those requirements of the Healthy Schools Act. Self-contained baits and traps, gels and pastes used for crack and crevice treatments, antimicrobials such as disinfectants, and pesticides specifically exempt from registration by the US EPA. Here's a good reason to use HSA-exempt pesticides when possible. They're the least hazardous options, and you save yourself all that extra paperwork. But it's a good idea to have an IPM plan and keep records, even if you only use HSA-exempt pesticides. This will outline your pest management strategy and show parents and staff that you're using the least hazardous alternatives. The Healthy Schools Act is intended to protect the people at school, so make sure you're following the law when pesticides are being used. I know, there's a lot of detail, but DPR is here to help. Check us out on our website, or call or email us with help with the HSA. Remember, even if you hire a contractor for pest management, it's ultimately the school and the IPM coordinator who must comply with the requirements. The law says schools should choose the least toxic method for managing pests. DPR assists schools in adopting an integrated pest management program to achieve this goal and reduce pesticide use. The Healthy Schools Act is not just a law you have to follow, it's also a sensible idea.